Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name's Domas, and today I'm in the forest as usual. Just found this little place to sit down where the sun is shining right in my face, and I thought I'll deliver a message, share some thoughts. I was cycling here and thought about how much I'm rushing everywhere, how much I'm trying to get things done quickly without kind of enjoying the moment. And seeing these little spots of sun, because this morning was quite cold, made me want to just stop and enjoy the sunlight. I have to go to work today just for a few hours, but every time I'm working, I have this anxiety. I don't even know why. Perhaps that I'm gonna have to talk to people, not necessarily know the language to talk in, and yeah, I just get this anxiety that I'm not gonna be able to cope with the work that has been given to me. Although every time I go to work, everything seems to go fine. Um, I'm still working with my colleagues, and soon I'm gonna be left on my own. So that is bringing me some stress. And yeah, I'm wondering whether I'll be able to cope with it. But all of these problems, all of these issues stem from not being in the present, not being in the here and now. And seeing these little spots of sunlight made me just want to stop and enjoy that moment, enjoy the sunlight, enjoy the warmth of autumn that is still here. No rain, thank God. And yeah, just enjoy the present. I was listening to some lecture by Michu, the professor, and he was talking about consciousness and 7 layers of consciousness and how we're not supposed to attach to one type of consciousness. We're supposed to be fluid, like the rock becomes the sand, sand becomes the rock. But the rock is never always the rock, it's always changing. And so is our mind, so is our thoughts, so is our consciousness. So I think it's important to not attach to one way of thinking. If you're feeling emotional, that's another part of your consciousness. If you're feeling happy, that's another layer. If you're feeling like you're water and you're flowing, that's another layer of consciousness. If you're feeling like a rock today, then you're just like set in stone, kind of. That's another layer. And we flow through these layers and all these elements, as Michu, I think his name is, was talking in his lecture. Very simple, very interesting lectures I've been listening to, and I've strayed away from Alan Watts for a little bit because it's been a couple of weeks that I've been listening to him, and I don't know why I always listen to these podcasts or these talks or these lectures just because I want to expand the mind. Sometimes I don't know if it's expanding the mind or it's just keeping it at one layer, but I'm trying not to stay in one place. Like, I'd be always unhappy, just kind of transform. It's important to give your mind some challenges. I've noticed that in the last couple of weeks, that every time I overcome a challenge, I feel like I've accomplished something. And even if it's little challenges, even if it's something little, especially at work, I feel like, things I'm getting paid for, if I can deal with that, then it means I can work for a longer amount of time. It means I can earn more money. And I know that might sound like very simple and very, like, maybe even strange. I mean, obvious maybe, but for someone like me, and I can blame myself or blame schizotypal personality disorder, social anxiety. Maybe that's what's causing me all this, I don't know, all of this stress, dealing with like seemingly small things. But yeah, I often feel like I'm still a kid, like in this body. Like, if I'm being honest with you, feels like, and I don't know if this is like addiction. I think for a long time I ran away from my responsibilities with relying on addiction and just thinking I'll do it later. Just kind of never accepting my fate, never accepting my responsibilities for myself, not even for somebody else. I always thought that the responsibilities are for somebody else. Somebody else is asking me to do something. Because I just wanted to skate, and I just wanted to be on my own and just go skateboarding, and that was it. So I was kind of like free child. I wanted to be free. But in the long run, that freedom will become your jail, because you're not really free. You're always responsible for someone, even if it's just yourself, but you're always responsible. And if you're avoiding that responsibility, then things might turn sour sooner or later. And some people learn these lessons early in life. I think it's always like, kind of, when you learn these lessons, these tough lessons, it's always like, feels like it's too late in life, you know? But it's never too late. As they say, it's never too late to change something. It's never too late to overcome your obstacles. But it does feel like, if I was younger, if I, for example, just left school, I would, I don't know, I would have achieved way more than I've achieved now, But maybe things are changing. Like, I'm getting interested in the human body and how that functions. And, you know, I wasn't interested in that when I was 18 years old, I was interested in what that body can do, which was my body, which was my ego. And I was really attached to my ego. And I think when you slowly start to realize that and start to detach, then life starts to change, and you kind of start going through things that you don't really want to do, but you have to do in order to improve in yourself. And things start to change. You don't recognize yourself anymore as somebody that you knew. You just see this continuously changing being, which is yourself, which happens to be you. And maybe that's what consciousness and human mind and human body is supposed to do. You're not supposed to stay in the same lane. Maybe some people are. Maybe it's better, it's more comfortable, it's more safe. But if you feel like what you're doing is not feeding your soul, it's not giving you what you're supposed to be getting from it, what you feel like you're supposed to be getting from it, then maybe it's time to change. I don't know. I think Jordan Peterson was one of them that kind of made me start to think about what I need to change in my life. That was one kick in the butt. But I think the call comes from the inside. It starts to change things, starts to rearrange everything. And I think it's good. It doesn't feel good, but I think it's good. I trust that it's good. And I trust that you know what's the best for you. So keep on moving forwards towards that goal, even if it's unclear now what that goal is. But you have a feeling, you have the sense, this instinct that tells you which direction you should follow. And you should follow that. Because you know it's right, even if it doesn't feel like it is in the moment, even if it hurts. But you know it's right. And what's right, you gotta do. You gotta do what's right. So stick with me, keep on coming back, and be proud of yourself, because you deserve that. You deserve somebody to be kind of giving you a big ups. And that's you. At least you. Other people can do it too. That's always nice. But when you give it to yourself, that's like the truth, when you achieve something you didn't know you could achieve. That's really good. And you can learn your whole life. You can change for your whole life. Brain plasticity. It's always possible. The younger you do it, the better. But you've got this. I believe in you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sticking with me. And I love you guys. Have a great day, morning, evening, nighttime. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Much love and peace.